We could use a few world-saving anomalies at the moment, couldn't we? Boy, that would be real nice. Unfortunately, SCPs tend to fall on the not real side of the internet. But why not have some fun imagining, right? The Foundation, for all of its faults, has managed to successfully harness the abilities of a variety of anomalies and use them to help the world at large. So let's count down the top 5 SCPs that could save the world. Coming in at number 5, we've got SCP-2241. Like any child with superpowers, this could go either way. We've all seen the Teen Titans in action, and we're all well aware of Brightburn. With great power comes great responsibility, and it's hard to get a good read on whether a 7-year-old is gonna end up good or evil, so don't fumble this, Foundation. SCP-2241 is a young lad named Cameron. Cameron has a bunch of insane latent abilities that could cause him to develop into an incredibly powerful bioweapon. He was discovered by the Foundation when he started displaying minor telekinetic powers, but also seemed to have the potential to be a reality bender. Definitely something you want to be able to keep under control early. So the Foundation took Cameron under their wing and started performing tests on him to see if they could find the limits to his abilities. In doing so, they started telling Cameron that he was a superhero to keep him on their side and to ensure that he stuck to a moral compass that was more like an Avenger than a supervillain. Knowing that his powers would become stronger as he aged, and that he could become quite volatile if he's put under a lot of stress, the Foundation has done their best to keep Cameron under control. This could eventually provide the world with a wicked protector able to alter reality in genuinely positive ways. He seems to want to help people so far, often opting for non-violent solutions when put in dangerous situations. But as is the case a lot of the time, the Foundation isn't being totally ethical with this anomaly. A researcher discovered that putting Cameron in a heightened emotional state increases the strength of his powers, so they started doing that more often. I don't know about you, but I'd be worried about putting a 7-year-old with superpowers under undue stress. Pushed him too far and it's gonna stay with him the rest of his life. Not ideal. The ethics committee requested that they put off further testing and training until the child grew more, but this was nixed in favor of further research. It's a very precarious tightrope they're walking, and we'll have to wait and see how it all ends up. Push the kid too far and we could end up with a very powerful villain instead of a savior. But as we've seen in plenty of cases, some Foundation researchers put their research above all else. Moral imperatives? What are those? Coming in at number 4, we've got SCP-3542. Another could-be hero, SCP-3542 is a very peculiar case. Anytime there's an emergency nearby, he'll somehow sense it and respond immediately. It doesn't matter if the emergency is actually noticeable or if there's impenetrable obstacles between 3542 and his destination, he'll be there in an instant with a solution. Based on the almost instantaneous way he manages to travel to the site of the emergency, folks thought he was teleporting at first. However, after further investigation, there always seems to be a mostly understandable way that he got there without leaving the material plane. He conjures up items meant to deal with the problem, and they're usually anomalously good at what they do. He also refers to himself as the Red Fox while doing so, which is kind of fun. Good to have a superhero name if you're gonna do superhero stuff. However, the Foundation doesn't totally trust this guy, especially because he keeps finding ways to break containment in order to help with assorted emergencies. Like, he fired out of his cell and appeared outside of a doctor's office with a pencil and a gas mask. Why? Well, because the doctor inside had just broken his pen and the pen was filled with poison gas. Huh. There was another time where a barrel of cooking oil was accidentally replaced with a barrel of gasoline. You can probably see where this is going. He broke out of his cell and was in the kitchen with a bucket of water in no time. Somehow this single bucket of water put out an enormous kitchen fire, but you don't see anybody complaining about it. The thing is, folks aren't sure if he's somehow subconsciously creating the disasters to respond to. There's no real way to test that at the moment, so for now we'll just have to assume he's really good at solving problems. It would be nice to have him out and about in the real world, but the Foundation insists on keeping him contained. Maybe they just like the idea of him being around in case of a security breach or something. Coming in at number 3, we've got SCP-500. Taking a break from potential superheroes, here we have a super drug, a whole can of them. 47 doses to be exact. Yep, somewhere in the depths of the Foundation is a can full of pills that can cure any illness pretty much instantly. Imagine the possibilities. Every disease cured, just like that. Too bad there's only 47 of them though. At the current moment, there's no way of replicating or synthesizing the effects of the pills. They've tried everything, believe me. Nobody seems to know where they came from, or who made them, or even how they work. But when something this excellent just kind of falls in your lap, it's probably best not to ask too many questions. For now, research continues, and if they somehow manage to crack the code on this elixir, humanity could be in for a hell of a treat. Imagine popping one of these instead of Advil. Hangovers, a thing of the past. Either that, or we accidentally cure death and end up with hell on earth. Sheesh, this saving the world thing is a bit of a coin toss, isn't it? Coming in at number 2, SCP-4494. He is fighting crime. Like the actual concept of fighting crime. 4494 physically embodies that. Try to wrap your head around that as best you can and then we'll continue. Right, so this is a figure shrouded in darkness known as the Spectre. He appears whenever law enforcement is at a disadvantage while dealing with some sort of criminal element. He'll lend support to the lawbringers until they complete whatever mission they're on. After that, he disappears into the night. Currently, he believes that the Foundation is a form of law enforcement, so he helps them out from time to time. A little fun detail that doesn't really have to do with anything is that whenever you're writing about the Spectre, his name will appear in dramatic font. Also, anyone speaking about him will do so in a dramatic whisper. Fun. Unfortunately, there's a downside to this crime fighter existing. If he's prevented from successfully helping the group he's targeted, the concept of preventing crime will fall apart in an area around him. This influence will spread rather quickly, causing large areas to become totally lawless, often resulting in anarchy. Whoops. It swings wide both ways, I guess. Thankfully, if you get the Spectre to help fight crime in the same area within a reasonable amount of time, you can reverse these effects. Or let it happen. Anarchy sounds like fun at this point. And finally, at number 1, we've got SCP-999. You all knew this was coming, right? The classic orange slime that makes everyone smile. 999. What an absolute legend. Consistency like peanut butter, a taste for M&Ms, and the ability to emit all sorts of pleasant smells, this thing is incredible. It'll make anyone's day better pretty much no matter what. SCP-999 is playful, kind of like a good-tempered pet dog, and simply touching it is enough to elicit feelings of euphoria. All this is great, especially when it can be used to help folks dealing with depression or PTSD, but you might be wondering how a little slime could save the world. Apparently this happy-go-lucky dude was conceived by the 7th bride of the Scarlet King. You know, the eldritch monstrosity trying to break into our reality and destroy everything. So as the Scarlet King's son, SCP-999 is believed to be able to stop the monster if he ever makes it into our reality. Not through force, but with light, love, and laughter that can brighten the blackest of hearts. So out of all the SCPs we're currently aware of, SCP-999 seems to be the most destined to actually save our world. It's in his blood, or whatever goopy stuff he's made up of. Probably not blood, right? Don't you just feel a little bit safer knowing that all these SCPs are out there? For all of these spooky, scary, dangerous, and outright insane ones, it's nice to have a few options that don't feel as if they're about to cause you intense pain and suffering. So what'd you think of this list? Do you agree with my picks? What SCPs do you think could save the world? Make sure you let me know down in the comments. Speaking of comments, let's take a look at some of your more claustrophobic ones from the top 5 horror movie monsters nobody talks about, part 5. Project REAN says, we're too stuck on this quarantine that we became the couch without even noticing. My mom always did warn me about becoming a couch potato. I just assumed that the potato part was more important. Zombie Brain Eater says, I haven't seen Killer Sofa yet, but now wonder if you've listed Deathbed, the bed that eats already. There is also a haunted painting in that one, so combined with a killer sofa, you could have one wicked room. All you need at that point is a killer armoire and maybe a mysterious ottoman, then you're set. Craig Harold says, killer sofa, huh? Let me know when they do a killer toilet. Just head on down to the local Taco Bell. And that's all the time we have for today. I'm gonna go pick off a shard bearer. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. This could eventually provide the world with a wicked protector. Coming in at number 4, we've got SCP-3542. However, coming in at number 2, we've got SCP-4494. Oh no, I should say that funnier. Not by force, but with light, love, and laughter that could... Bleh. Not through force, but with light, love, and laughter that can brighten... Why am I unable to say this sentence? What SCPs would... What SCPs do you think would save... Nope.